When a return claims EITC, CTC or ACTC, AOTC, or head of household, the IRS expects more than "I typed what the client said." These are high error, high refund areas. On the EA exam, they love testing that paid preparers have a specific due diligence framework. Miss a step, and you're looking at preparer penalties, and even the employer can be penalized for an employee's failure. Requirement 1 is simple but easy to miss. Complete and submit Form 8867, the paid preparer's due diligence checklist for each covered claim. Think one covered return, one 8867. If the return has multiple covered items, you still use the checklist to document you addressed them. Exam tip: if a question asks what must be filed, Form 8867 is usually the punchline. Requirement 2. Complete and keep all worksheets used to compute the credit. This is not just do the math. It's documenting the computation, like the EITC worksheet or the credit computation worksheets your software generates. If software produces the worksheet, you still have to retain it. On exam questions, watch the wording. Complete and keep is a retention requirement, not just a filing step. Requirement 3 is the knowledge standard. You can't ignore red flags. You must not know, and must not have reason to know, that information used to determine eligibility or the credit amount is incorrect. So if facts don't make sense, like a qualifying child with a mismatched age or residency story, you ask more questions, get clarification, and document what you did. The IRS wants reasonable inquiry, not blind data entry. Requirement 4 is record keeping. You must keep the required records for each claim. Practically, that means keeping a copy of Form 8867, the worksheets, and your supporting notes, showing how you met the knowledge standard, like what you asked and what the client provided. On the EA exam, they'll test that due diligence isn't only what you file, it's also what you retain to prove you did it. Put it together as a 4-part checklist you can recite. File Form 8867, complete and keep the worksheets, meet the knowledge requirement, and meet the record-keeping requirement. If you're stuck on a multiple-choice question, ask yourself, is the prompt about filing, computing, verifying, or retaining? That usually maps directly to one of the 4 requirements. What is IRC Section 6695, and why does it matter to tax preparers? One option says it's about abusive tax shelters. Another says it's about improper disclosure or use of taxpayer information. Another says it covers penalties preparers may face when preparing returns for others. And one option says it's about continuing education requirements. Think about it. The correct answer is that IRC Section 6695 outlines penalties tax return preparers may face in connection with preparing returns for other persons. It's the penalty bucket for common preparer failures, like not signing, not providing an ID number, or not retaining required records. The disclosure and use choice is tempting, but that's a different rule set focused on privacy misuse, not general preparer compliance penalties. Dante was audited, and the IRS determined he claimed the Earned Income Tax Credit incorrectly due to reckless disregard of the EITC rules. How many years is Dante prohibited from claiming the EITC, even if he would otherwise qualify in later years? The choices include 1, 2, 5, or 10 years. Think about it. The correct answer is 2 years. Reckless or intentional disregard triggers a 2-year ban on claiming the EITC in future years. 10 years is the number people remember, but that's for fraud. On exam questions, lock in this pairing. Reckless equals 2 years. Fraud equals 10 years.